Hi, I'm Novel Mike, and this is my opinion. So I just finished watching Microsoft's press conference. It was just about 30 minutes ago, and was pretty good overall. They started with Halo, ended with Gears. Showed campaign for Halo. That was interesting. Then they dropped a major bombshell with the backwards compatibility coming to the Xbox One for Xbox 360 games, either digital or disc, which is pretty pretty big. They'll only have about 100 games at launch when they do it, and it's supposed to come out in some kind of update this holiday season. And I did like the little jab they took about at Sony for PlayStation Now. That was pretty nice. And they showed a new controller. It's they call it, I believe, the Elite controller. Interesting idea. Like it seems like it's pretty much set up to be like for people who like to like add extra buttons and have like buttons to like switch control types and stuff like that on the fly. Looked like you can pretty much switch out like all the analog sticks and even switch out like the D-pad, and that was pretty interesting. And the newer D-pad that they showed, which they were specifically showing with fighting games, looked interesting. It kind of looked like the pad that they have for like Street Fighter for the Steam controller, or not for Street Fighter, for Steam for the Steam controller for that. But we'll have to see. I just hope they don't go crazy on the price. That's one thing they didn't announce was how much it was going to cost, and I get the feeling it's going to be expensive. And if they try to charge more than $100 for that thing, there's just no way. Um, they announced some new games. It was mostly third-party stuff. Dark Souls 3, Plants vs Zombies 2, which both of those were pretty much known. Especially Dark Souls that got leaked. They showed some other stuff as well. The Rare Collection, that's going to be a collection of 30 different Rare games for $30 with a 10,000 gamer score, which that is insane if you can actually do everything in that to get that score. Um, they showed Rare's new game, Sea of Thieves. That looks interesting. It's pirate themed, multiplayer. Not really what I was looking for, but it looked bright and colorful at the very least. It looked like something Rare would make. Much more so than any of the Kinect games that they've made so far with Microsoft. Um, they showed a new game called Recore, which is an exclusive. It's a new IP. It's being made by Keiji Inafune and some kind of developer for Metroid Prime. It's not retro, so someone who worked on Metroid Prime, but that's not retro. Like I don't know. They didn't give any context at all. It was just a little statement that they had during the trailer. Um, Looked interesting enough, but it's just a short CG trailer, so it didn't really show anything. Um, they showed gameplay for a couple different games like Tomb Raider and Gears 4. Gears 4 is announced holiday next year, and they are doing a Gears of War beta for the Gears of War 1 remake, which comes out in August. That beta is actually going to start today, which should be pretty cool. I love Gears 1, so I can't wait to play that. I just turned on my Xbox One for the first time in a while, just so I could update it and be able to play that. Um, the gameplay parts that they did show, for the most part, though, were very scripted. Like the entire time I'm watching Tomb Raider, or they've said up front it's a gameplay trailer, and outside of actually showing a few button prompts, that did not look like gameplay at all. It was heavily edited. They jumped back and forth, or not back and forth, but they jumped forward several times and didn't give any context about what was actually happening at certain points. Like they're supposed to be climbing on this ice ledge, and they show some of that, and then like she starts swinging and she climbs up this ledge, and when she climbs up the ledge, all of a sudden she's disconnected from this tether that she was tied to some other guy with no context. And to like when that happened, it's just there, and there's no HUD or anything like that, so I have a hard time actually believing that's gameplay. And Gears of War definitely looked like gameplay, but it was very heavily scripted, as was Halo. I get that they're just trying to show off set pieces, and that's the whole point of that, but I'd rather you just show an actual gameplay trailer and just show different variations of gameplay than just try to script out something that you think is cool in the game, because neither one of those was really that impressive. The stream I watched, the Gears, or the whole presentation on, the Gears part was really dark. They actually had the actual demonstration uploaded on YouTube after the fact, and it looked much better there. But I don't know why it was so dark in the stream I was watching, but it looked pretty good. I mean, it looks like Gears. Halo looks like Halo. I guess just not enough new for me was the thing. They started off really strong. Overall, I definitely probably give them, say, a B minus. They did very well. I think they did probably on par, if not better, than last year. They did have some big announcements. Not as many game announcements as I was expecting. They showed off some stuff with compatibility with Windows 10, but it's not anywhere near as much as I was expecting, and nothing really to follow up from last year from their first party studios. I mean, we know Phantom Dust is pretty much canceled at this point, but no Crackdown, no Quantum Break. They did say those games would be at Gamescom, but I figured they at least show something or at least talk about them in some way, but absolutely nothing on those. And that would have made some of the lesser sparse stuff, like they showed this one game called Gigantic, which yeah, it just doesn't look very good. So they did pretty well. I'll be curious to see what Sony and EA and Ubisoft have the rest of today. EA's next in just about an hour now, actually a little bit more than that. And I will be watching that and providing another video on that shortly after that goes up, I hope, if not tomorrow morning. Anyway, I'm Novel Mike, and that was my opinion. Thanks. Bye.